Diamond P Sports presents championship drag racing from the National Hot Rod Association, the Summer Nationals. Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, brewers of world-renowned Budweiser. When do you say Budweiser? And by English Leather Toiletries for Men. Ask for English Leather at fine toiletry counters everywhere. And by Fram, makers of oil, air, and fuel filters, windshield wipers, and Autolite spark plugs and tune-up kits. Raceway Park, Englishtown, New Jersey. This huge facility, nestled in the greenery of the Garden State, capable of holding the 650 race cars that are here at the 8th Annual NHRA Summer Nationals. An overflow crowd on hand to watch these racers battle for a share of the over $300,000 purse. Hello, everybody. I'm Dave McClelland, and welcome to the Summer Nationals. You know, the East Coast is the hotbed of pro stock racing. That exciting side-by-side over 150-mile-an-hour action between the best of the factory hot rods. Joining me here today at the Summer Nationals is Steve Evans, and he has a look at a pro stock car.
Thank you, Dave. Great to be back with you on the NHRA Championship Trail. If gear jamming, wheel standing action is your style, you're going to love pro stock. As much as $25,000 has been spent on these cars to transform them from typical Detroit production line items to all-out 8-second, 150-mile-an-hour race cars. Some 24 cars entered in the pro stock category. The best 16 have now qualified. I believe they're the most difficult cars in drag racing to drive, and they'll be richly rewarded to the tune of some $20,000 here today. Let's meet some of the superstars of pro stock.
I'm Bob Glidden from Greenwood, Indiana, which is a suburb of Indianapolis, Indiana.
World champion on 2 occasions, Ford fans coast to coast count on Bob Glidden to fend off the rival makes.
I'm Don Nicholson from Orange, California, and Atlanta, Georgia.
The oldest active pro driver, Nicholson captured the Gator Nationals and the Spring Nationals already this year and leads the World Championship points chase.
Warren Johnson, Ridley, Minnesota.
Past national record holder, Warren crashed off the end of the track in qualifying and has made miraculous repairs to race today.
I'm Bob Ingalls, and I'm from Austin, New York.
East Coast champion in 1975, Ingalls Chevrolet improves with every outing and could be a dark horse favorite here at the Summer Nationals. We'll return with pro stock action right after these words.
We've met some of the drivers and taken a look at a pro stock car, but now it's time for action and the first round of Pro Stock Eliminator. 16 cars have qualified for Pro Stock Eliminator, and Carl Hobson of Baltimore, Maryland, drives the Chevrolet Camaro. His competition, Andy Manarino in the American Motors Hornet, and a red light for Carl Hobson gives the win automatically to Andy Manarino. Manarino's time, 8.77 seconds. His speed, 154 miles an hour for the Hornet. Next pair, Ronnie Manchester out of Westport, Massachusetts. Manchester driving a 77 Chevy Monza. Bob Gardner, his competition from Springfield, Virginia, in a 77 Mustang. Buster Couch indicating into the staging beam for Bob Gardner. They leave the line together, front wheels bouncing off the ground for Ronnie Manchester. Manchester, the winner, 8.80 seconds, 155 miles an hour at the end of a quarter mile. Here's Warren Johnson. Steve told you earlier, Warren Johnson ran off the track in qualifying. You see the patchwork done to the right front fender to repair the body damage to get him back into competition. Former world champion Bob Glidden, his competition in a 77 Pinto. Both cars approaching the staging beams, the classic Ford versus Chevrolet, and leaving the line together. Glidden with the front wheels high in the air, drifting close to the edge of the track. He keeps it down the straight and narrow, though, and Glidden the easy winner, a fine 8.68 seconds. His speed 156 miles an hour. Let's take a look in slow motion, the last portion of the quarter mile. Glidden about a car length and a half, 2 car lengths ahead of Warren Johnson at the finish line. Here is Albin Gauthier of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, driving a 1976 Plymouth Duster in this first round of Pro Stock racing. The Chevrolet Monza, driven by Richie Zool. Zool formerly campaigning his own car out of the New York City area, now driving for Rare and Morrison from Arlington, Texas. The Chevrolet Monza and the Plymouth Duster approaching the starting line, waiting for the green light to leave the line together. The Chevy Monza pulling an early lead and extending that lead, it appears, as he continues through the quarter mile. Richie Zool, the winner, his elapsed time 8.75 seconds, his speed 154 miles an hour. Here in slow motion, you see Zool with a big lead as he crosses the finish line. Let's go down now to the starting line for some observations from Steve.
Dave, here at the midway point in Pro Stock, there's no upsets, but running very true to form. All 4 winners were the quicker cars from qualifying. The crowd seems very partisan Chevrolet, so I'm going to get out of the way and let the action continue.
Here's another one of those favorite Chevrolets, Steve. This one, Joe Satmary's big block Camaro from Hammond, Indiana. But Satmary has his work cut out for him. This American Motors Hornet of Wally Booth has seen the winner's circle several times in NHRA national event competition. The Chevrolet versus the Hornet. Let's watch. A big hole shot by Joe Satmary. You saw him leave the starting line before Wally Booth. Can he hold on to the win? He does by just about a few inches. Joe Satmary, the winner over Wally Booth. His elapsed time, 8.78 seconds. His speed, 154 miles an hour. But the big story is Wally Booth. Though he lost the race, he went quicker, 8.62 seconds. His speed, 156. You see right there the amount of the difference for the winner, Joe Satmary in the Chevrolet, and the crowd loved that one. Dino Don Nicholson, recent winner of the Spring Nationals championships, his Ford Mustang against Bob Ingalls of Ossining, New York, with a Chevrolet Monza. Bob Ingalls leaving the line first, drifting somewhat close to the center line, but that powerful Ford Mustang pulls out the win. It's Dino Don Nicholson, 8.58 seconds, equaling the national record elapsed time. His speed, 157 miles an hour. Here, as we see them approaching the finish line, Nicholson has already pulled up and passed Bob Ingalls and carried it through for about a 3-foot win at the finish line. The world champion, Larry Lombardo, driving Bill Grumpy Jenkins' car from Malvern, Pennsylvania. It's a 77 Monza, matched against the 77 Plymouth Arrow of Roy Hill from Randleman, North Carolina. And the Monza with a big lead. The crowd favorite, Larry Lombardo, 8.62 seconds, a speed of 159 miles an hour. Top speed of the meet thus far for Pro Stock. This is Don Campanello out of Wayne, New Jersey. His Chevy Monza matched against a similar Monza driven by Frank Iaconio from Totowa, New Jersey. Here in slow motion, you see the burnout done by all Pro Stockers. The purpose, to heat the big, wide racing slicks to get them as hot as possible, to provide as much traction as possible to put these cars through the quarter mile. A red light start for Don Campanello, giving the win automatically to Frank Iaconio. Though you see Campanello winning the race, it is Frank Iaconio, your winner, at 8.71 seconds, as the red light by Campanello automatically disqualified him. Let's go to Steve with some observations about Pro Stock.
The logistics NHRA faces in directing one of these national events is almost as incredible as the action itself. Over 600 cars are checked, pitted in various areas, organized into staging lanes, the qualifying, the eliminations. It's just almost mind-boggling. Hundreds of officials involved. Let's take a ride with a Pro Stock contender and see it from the driver's point of view.
Racemaster, light the Pro Stock, sending towards the starting line, please.
The staging control director directs his official at the head of the lanes to bring out the Pro Stocks. The next stop for our Pro Stock driver is in the burnout area, where he'll heat, warm the tires, the starter then bringing him up to the starting line. The starter flashes the Christmas tree, amber light, then green, and it's off down 1,320 feet of asphalt. His next stop is the scales, a most important stop, as there he is certified as to the correct weight for the class. His fuel is checked to make sure it's NHRA legal gasoline. He gets his official, elapsed time, and speed, often the first he knows of what he really ran. If it's in eliminations, it's a winning run. He'll have as little as 20 minutes to be back in the lanes to race again. If it's a losing run, well, it's on the trailer, done for the day.
Back at the NHRA Summernationals, Englishtown, New Jersey, and again at trackside, Steve Evans.
For sheer elapsed time and speed, nothing beats Top Fuel Eliminator. In fact, this weekend, Jerry Ruth of Seattle, the all-time drag racing speed ever, 255 miles an hour. The engines are behind the drivers. They like it that way. So are the fires, the hot oil, and the parts. Let's meet some of the people that drive these landlocked missiles.
Yeah, my name's Jeb Allen, and I'm from Santa Rosa, California.
Jeb won this race in 1972 at the age of 18, the youngest ever NHRA Pro winner. He was runner-up here last year and scored a Fall Nationals victory in '76.
Hello, my name is Shirley Muldowney, and my home is Mount Clemens, Michigan.
The premier female motor racer in the world, Shirley has won the World Finals, back-to-back Spring Nationals, and broke the track record qualifying here.
My name is Jerry Ruth, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Called King of the Northwest, Ruth has more divisional crowns than any other driver, is a former world champ, and is looking to back up a new national speed record today.
A tough break for Jerry Ruth came in first round racing as the engine lost fire after the burnout. Ruth unable to back up that record-shattering 255.68 mile an hour run. Run, of course, coming during qualifying during the past 2 days and nights here at the Summer Nationals. Ruth driving Don Garlett's car. Garlett's based in Sefner, Florida. Picking up the action in round number 2, Tony Serrallo from the Bronx, New York, against Lee Weller from Westminster, Maryland, driving Jim and Allison Lee's Top Fuel dragster. The burnouts completed on both cars, approaching the starting line. Tony Serrallo in the near lane, Lee Weller in the far lane. Weller with a big lead and Serrallo up in smoke. Lee Weller, your winner, 6.27 seconds, 229 miles an hour. Advancing into the semifinals, Jim and Allison Lee, Lee Weller up. Jeb Allen, Santa Rosa, California. His competition, Ron Atterbury from San Jose, California. Here's a burnout in slow motion, the tires growing due to the centrifugal force, and also the smoke coming off of them as they begin to heat up and get very hot. All the cars in Top Fuel Eliminator doing the burnouts to heat the rubber compound used in these 17, 18-inch wide slicks. Racing tires built specifically for drag racing. At the age of 18, Jeb Allen was the winner in this event, finished runner-up in Top Fuel here a year ago. Coming into the staging beam, both cars pre-staged. Now inching into that light beam across the starting line, indicates their stage. The green comes on. And Jeb Allen pulling an easy victory as Ron Atterbury having problems. Allen, low elapsed time thus far in eliminations, 5.99 seconds, 223 miles an hour. That took him just under 6 seconds to cover 1,320 feet from a standing start. The defending world champion, Richard Tharp, driving the Candies and Hughes dragster. Tharp hailing from Dallas, Texas. The team of Candies and Hughes from Houma, Louisiana. Competition for Tharp, Grant Stoms. Stoms actually from East Brunswick, New Jersey, not more than 5 miles away from Raceway Park, located near Englishtown. Burnout's completed. Both cars leave the line together.